Welcome back, guys, to a new live day trading episode. My name is Julius. I hope you're well. We are back in the S&P 500 future. Right off the bat, please make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're interested in live trading. I upload every Tuesday and Saturday. All right, so I hope you're all well. We are back. We are trading 5 micro contracts here that equals one of $25 a point. This is my real equity account, so this is real money. On the bottom left, you will always see the closed profit and the open profit. All right, market opens in 45 seconds and we'll definitely get a range here. So the lows of the range are here at the 561, tops of the range. Okay, there's a big wick here. Let's just say for the moment that this is the top. Once the market get there, I will eventually have to decide where to go short. Let's put the high of this range somewhere in the middle of it, okay? So this is the range. We adjusted the tops and the lows, and now we'll see how the market is opening and which of those big structural points will be hit first, and then I will have to enter a position. So currently I would be glad if the lows would be hit, because the entry there would be a little easier here for me to identify up here. So in theory, all of those wicks count to the range, because like that's, we can take a look at the mini. The wick is also that huge 88, 87. Okay, somewhat identical. In theory, those candle wicks count as well. In praxis, we know, or I know, that oftentimes the market will already find support here at those tops and will not test the 88 before maybe even going short. So let's see what we would do here. Even if I would go short all the way up here at the 84, this would still be a 4 or 5 point stop loss, which is quite a size. But currently the market is going short, so let's see what we have to do once the 61 has been hit. So the overall lows are here at the 60.75. I will go long probably a little earlier. Don't want to be a prick for a tick, but wait long enough. It's a fine line, you know it, guys. Yeah, somewhere here at the lows I will go long. This is how I trade the range. Let's take a brief look in the footprint. Negative delta. Candle is currently not stopping, going short. So this is looking very good. Everything is ready. And now the most important thing has to be done. We have to enter the market and have to enter it right. Not too early, not too late. Fine line. Usually I enter a little too early. So on most occasions I could need some more patience. But should there really be the case that I wait too long and the market takes off without me, that would be way worse than entering a little too early. So I'm kind of the guy who likes to be on the safe side. Okay, you can do whatever you would like to do, if you even would trade this as a range. Now some buyers come in. This is definitely not at the lows. So until now we did not miss anything. I really want to wait for maybe the 61.5. I would be satisfied with that. I can't promise that I can wait this long. Also depends on how the market is moving down there. If it's really fast, I might wait long enough. But if it's already retracing at the 62, I might get a little nervous. We'll see together. Okay, cluster in the footprint chart, delta is still negative, but heavily bought back here. The maximum delta was a negative 2000. Now we're only at a negative 500. So a lot of active market buyers come in down here, trying to act as a obstacle for the sellers. But until now, like, this is not very much of my concern. I'm just waiting for one of those structure points. I could use a limit order, like put in a limit order at the 62 to be more or less on the safe side here. But I'm not the biggest fan of that. Sometimes the market really needs to go 1 or 2 ticks underneath the limit order in order for it to be activated. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but in theory I could put it in and relax. But I think it's also good for your mental development to do it manually, to really sit through all of your emotions with your fear of missing out, everything, and really wait for the desired price to be hit, like making it easy with limit orders, stuff like that. So let's see if my software is working. Yes, it is working. I can put in orders. Because in the last trading session, if you saw that video, actually I wanted to enter the market and my software did not work and I had to restart it, which actually led to a better entry price for a second, but that was pure luck. Could have very well gone wrong, so I'm a little bit cautious here and I'm hoping that my software won't ever black out again. So the candle close. Now we got some bullish momentum. I'm looking at the delta currently to see if it Yeah, okay, it flipped to the short side for a brief second, but now the buyers immediately come in. Active market buyers pressing buy market button, what, to see higher prices. I don't know exactly why. Okay, sure, we are at a high volume zone here in yesterday's range. I understand. But still, the market is currently going short and we're not at the lows of the day. So I think this is too early for a long push, but I could of course be wrong. In the end, I'm one of those traders, and now listen to me, you're gonna be surprised about that, but I will tell you, I don't know where the market is going. I really don't. And I think almost every trader does not know where the market is going. It's going up, down, or it's ranging or whatever. You could disagree with me. You could maybe write a comment down below that you very well know where the market is going on some occasions. That might be true. Good for you. I don't. I don't know if the market is going further short or if the time has come for a long push. I just want to wait and then act accordingly to what the market is doing. So usually my approach is to follow the trend. If the market is going short, I want to go short. If the market is going long, I want to go long. And I can only encourage you to maybe try this basic strategy. It's working. If the market, it doesn't matter where the market is at. And if it's the biggest structure point ever, the biggest support, the biggest resistance ever, try staying on the side of the market. If the market is going short, press the short button. If it's going long, press the buy button. Usually I'm doing that. But of course, we have to agree this would be a little too easy. So in those ranging situations, I tend to not short the market at the lows of the day. I'm not a biggest fan of it, so I will do the opposite. If I'm disagreeing with something, I tend to do the opposite. Same goes for my stop loss technique. If I'm being stopped out, if I'm closing my position, like for example, I'm closing a long position, I've been stopped out of a long position, I will immediately enter a short position because I think the long position is wrong. Same goes for my entry. I'm not a biggest fan of buying at the day's lows because a lot of times the market will, at least for some time, take this as a very important support level and will go long for a second. And that's the reason why I'm setting the tops and the lows of the range, and I will buy the lows and sell the tops. In a trending scenario, I would always go with the trend, okay? And also if the market would break out lower and stop us out below the day's lows, then I would also continue shorting the market. But just in this range scenario, because the market tends to continue doing what it did before. Now, there's also like a saying, you can, in trading, everything it isn't black and white, okay? There's a saying the market tends to continue doing what it did before. Okay, so in a range, that usually means the market continues to range. So in my head, I say, okay, we're at the lows of the range, the market will continue the range, so I'll buy here. But if you really break it down, this quote, then for the market to be at the lows of the range, it had to go short. And if you really break it down to the last few seconds, the market went short. And the quote says it's going to continue doing what it did before, so it will continue going short. So not range anymore, but rather break out short, go further short. It isn't black and white, guys. It's like I can go long down here, you can go short down here, and at the end of the day, we could both be profitable. It's that easy. I will do what I think is best. Most of the time, just continue in the trending direction while the market is still within the previous price range. I will not do that, but rather try to focus on staying in this range. So that is a really short breakdown of what my entry should look like. And now we're already in the third bar after the opening, and do not do anything important, do not do anything interesting. So I might gonna mute myself here and we'll just watch together which of those structural points will be hit first. Okay guys, so the market is coming a little lower here. If you're hearing some birds outside, that's because I opened my window here. It's really hot in here. I have the lights on, everything, so don't get distracted by that, please. And I want to go long here. So we are really close. Come on, give me some lower prices. Okay, I'm gonna buy here. That is a good entry price, 62.5. We don't want to be too greedy, as I told you, could have gotten really the lows here. Market tested the lows all the way down there, but I'm really happy with this entry. And what we are going to do now is pretty simple. We're going to set a stop loss all the way underneath the lows, one tick below to be exact. Okay, let's get it right. Let's really zoom in here and get the best price. All right, So, and now I want to hold on to this long position and hopefully the market will abide by those range lows and will go long. Should the market close underneath our stop loss, I would have to close this position. Let's take a look in the footprint chart. What's happening here? Oh, the delta is very negative. Hopefully buyers can come in. Still 2.5 minutes left for this candle. I will also set the stop loss here in the mini because the micro could differ from time to time. So I will also set the stop loss in the mini, and look at that. The market is not finished with this short push. Come on buyers, come back in. Where are you guys? So I'm quite happy with the entry. It's in this area here at the lows. This is where I wanted to buy. Of course, could have been a point better. Always can be better probably, unless you really buy at the lowest point of the market. Sometimes I also managed to do that, but this is a good entry. So last minute of this candle, let's see if we are stopped out or if the buyers can come back in. We had some long momentum here before the market finally went short again, and I actually was able to buy 1.5 points lower than the previous lowest price before this little pullback. So this is looking for now quite good. So the delta retraced a little bit. We're building some clusters down here. We still have an unfinished price level here where only one side of the market participants was able to trade. So maybe this one will be equalized. 20 seconds left. Volume is back today, at least in this candle. Okay, and the market closed above our stop loss, more or less at our entry price. So now I want to see the buyers come back in. We made a lower wick, and now would be room for the buyers to really trade to the tops again. That would be very, very nice, and I would appreciate that. So far, everything is set for a profitable day. But we do not know whether that is going to happen, okay? There's also the chance that the sellers will continue selling off. We're going to be stopped out here. Worst case would be if we're being stopped out because the sellers are closing underneath our stop loss, maybe underneath those lows. Oh, here's an old stop loss. And then the buyers would come in, okay? That would be the worst case. For now, let's hope for the best. Our job now is done, at least for the next 4 minutes, okay? We enter the market, we set a stop loss. I'm not setting any target. Everything is done. Now we only have to act in case we are being stopped out. So unfortunately, sellers are really testing lower prices again. The delta again negative. So a lot of active market sellers are here shorting this market, and it's not looking that good. So the buyers really need to get in now to get this right. But look at the delta, how it's developing. So many active shorts here. But it's also not that surprising. Look at where the S&P 500 is currently at. It's at over 5,500. It's so freaking high. So at some point we are overdue for some negative short days where the market price averages a little down. But for me, that would be never a trading signal just because I think that we are overbought or something. I hate those terms, okay? If the market is going long, I want to be on board. Doesn't matter if it's at the 5,500, at the 6,000 or at the 10,000, okay? I really don't care. I'm buying the market if it's going long or if I think that it will go long. But it would be no surprise should the market sell off a little bit. So we are again right at our entry. Come on. The buyers need to stabilize above the clusters here. Currently, we are finding a little resistance here at those clusters. This is not what we like to see. We want to see a higher push and a stabilization above those clusters. So I can repeat myself, I tell you this in many of my videos. This footprint chart does not provide any entry or exit signals for me. I completely enter only by this view of the market. This is just like while we are waiting for the market to go in our direction or going against us, to really see a little bit what is happening inside the candle, kind of an entertainment. But for me, this is not necessary at all. Okay, this is just nice to have. There are a lot of traders who can profitably trade only based off of the footprint chart, but that's not me. I am just watching this as some sort of entertainment, and it's not looking that good. Like the market tested to go higher, but the delta did not really change. So the people are still shorting. The market participants are still shorting. The big institutions maybe want to see lower prices. So the last minute incoming doesn't look too good here. Look at the delta. It's at its maximum state. Yeah, at some point we have to be honest with ourselves and maybe acknowledge that we're gonna be stopped out here and take a little loss on this first trade, which is okay. That might happen at some point. We still can make a lot of money in today's market, but the buyers were just not able to trade up here. Okay, this looks like it could get really close in 20 seconds should the bar close. So let's make sure our stop loss is set right. And maybe let's watch that in the mini for a brief second. Okay, now the sellers seem to stabilize underneath the stop loss, and I'm gonna enter a short trade. So we took a $75 loss. That is not that much, but now the sellers again closed below. So let's hope this is not the worst case scenario where the buyers come in now after we made new lows for the day, but rather that the short momentum will continue. And that is a great thing about my range entries. Okay, the stop loss is really close to our entry. Look, my stop was like 2.5 points below my entry. This is the great thing about this, about those range openings. If I would enter in a trend, this would look completely different. So we have to set a stop loss above the last structure point. Okay, let's take a look in the mini. So the last structural point is actually up here, not up here, because we had like, okay, I can draw that for you. So this is like the market movement, and we made this lower high and then this lower high. So I will use those as the point for my new stop loss and just put that at the 75. Okay, same goes for the micro. No, not the same, because we are down here. Yeah, it's not the same. This candle wick in the mini closed at the 73.5. Here in the micro it closed at the 73.25. So we're still gonna put it at the 75. So now it's again a waiting game to see what is happening. So now, of course, some buyers come in. This is not what I like to see. This is really like, until now, the worst case where the sellers tried to go lower. We even made an unfinished auction here at the lows. Closed underneath today's low. Even closed underneath or at yesterday's lows. And now the buyers come back in. This is not what I want to see. That definitely could have happened a little earlier. But let's stay calm and just wait what the market is doing here. Okay guys, so I really waited a long time. It's now 2.5 hours after market open, and we now made new lows going below our entry point. We are not stopped out. In fact, I'm even able to move the stop loss after this finished retracement here a little lower. So stop loss needs to be set here now. We were able to move the stop loss approximately 2 points lower, and we made new lows for the day. I know it's not much. We're still not into a profitable position. We were for like a few seconds, but I have to agree, this day is pretty slow and it takes a while and we are still in a losing position. I will let this market run a little longer in the hopes that maybe we're gonna see lower prices at some point. But I'm real with you guys. I'm a little exhausted at this point, waiting here so long, having the recording that I would like to finish, but of course I prefer to end the recording on a high note, on a winner, and I'm still optimistic that we're gonna see lower prices, but each time the market makes a new low, immediately the bulls come in pushing higher. Again, same scenario here. As we've seen before, unfinished auction at the lows, immediately a big bullish bar is being printed, and it's quite exhausting, I can tell you that, but we are not giving up here. We're gonna hold on to our short position, and eventually maybe the market will get a little more volatile and really push lower, and then we're gonna make some money. So I guess patience is still key. We're gonna wait here and we'll see us once the market's doing something. Okay guys, the market finally moved lower here in a big push, and we are now in an open P&L of almost $600 on this trade. Overall, $500 in profit. That looks very, very good. And I want to end today's live trading session right here. Finally, the big move came. I'm recording for 3 hours. That is a long amount today. And I think this session should be over here. I will hold on to this short position here. It is in the micro. I'm looking at the mini to make sure everything is right here. I will hold on to this short position until the end of the day. $600 profit in this trade is very, very good. Finally, the big move came. This is how profitable my system can be if you have patience. Patience is key, guys. That is the most important thing. Stay true to your rules. Keep your discipline. That is the most important thing, guys. All right, this session now ends for you. I will hold on to this position. We see us in the next episode. Thank you for your support. Take care of yourself, guys. I think that was a nice profit today. Again, we see us in the next time. Make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. See you then. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.